Okay, welcome to our part 3 of our first day of calendar math. Now, as you can see, I have the whole party up here. This is going to be our 100th day of school. It's one party that every year we have. And we've cut this party up into 100 pieces to represent each day of school. Well, we had school yesterday, and so we know that was 1 out of 100. As you can see, 1 out of 100. We also learned that you can write 1 out of 100 three different ways. We have 1 out of 100. We have 1%. Per means out of, and cent. So basically 1 out of 100 and 1%, you're saying the same thing. It's just one is in English and one is in Latin. And then you also have 1 in the hundredths place value. And in order for it to be in the place value, we have to push in a 0 there because there's nothing in the tenths place value. So we have 1 out of 100, 1%, and 1/100th. And all three of them represent this. Well, today is our second day of school. And so I'm going to fill in our second block, marching forward until we get to our 100th day of school, where we will have a big party. Even if it's online or digitally, we will do something fun for our 100th day of school. So today is 2. So we have 2 out of 100, 2%, or 2/100ths. So I'm going to do a couple little things to show you how fun this can be. We can take our 2/100ths and let's see if we can mathematically figure out why are they the same. Why is 2 out of 100? Why does it represent the other? Well, remember I told you that a fraction, any fraction, the fraction bar resembles the division sign. Can you see that? See, if we got rid of the 2, the dot represents the 2, and this dot represents the 100. So anytime you have a fraction, it's the same thing as a division problem. So let's do this. Let's do 2 divided by 100. Well, can 100 go into 2? No, it can't. So what do I have to do with this 2? I have to cut it up into 100 pieces. Now, how do I do that? I add my decimal point and I put the hundredths place value. Now I can divide it. How many times does 100 go into 2? Well, none. My decimal point comes straight up. It always comes straight up wherever it is. You got to keep these place values in line. So there's nothing here because if I have 100, if I want 100, I can't get it out of 2. Well, can I take this 100? Can I take it from 20? In other words, does 100 go into 20? No, it doesn't. So I don't have anything here. But look at this. Here I have 200. How many times does 100 go into 200? Well, it goes 2 times. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. And 2 times 1 is 2. And instead of the x there, we're going to push in the 0. And now you can mathematically see how 2/100ths is the same thing as 2/100ths. Wait a minute. They even sound the same. Say that. 2/100ths, 2/100ths. They even sound the same. So I hope in showing you this, I'm hoping that you see the correlation between the main emphasis for 5th grade on calendar math is for you to understand this. So later on in the school year, If I give you a fraction, like let's say it's 1/4, will you be able to find the percent out of this? Will you be able to find the decimal out of this? Would you be able to find the fraction out of this? And I think that's where we'll stop today. I just want to have you kind of keep that in your mind that we're going to be able by the end of the year, if we see any fraction, right now we're just dealing with hundredths, so you can conceptualize that every single fraction, every single decimal, and every single percent, we will interchange them to help us understand um, this concept throughout fifth grade. All right? Have a great day, everybody.